Good evening, David.
Good evening, Alex.
All right, David, you've been my friend for maybe 15, 16 years. And what can you tell about me as a person?
You as a person?
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable, friendly, loyal.
But sometimes tough.
Oh, very tough. Yeah, very tough.
All right, you've been introduced and you taught maybe tens and tens Russian students in Llойдс, and you've met a lot.
Yes.
What are you going to tell us about the quality and the character of Russian students? But honestly.
Quality and character of Russian students?
Yep.
I'm impressed with the quality and character of Russian students. Intelligent people, very good communicators, quite honest, and a lot of fun too, I noticed. And willing to explore and experiment. And you need to be able to take risks if you want to learn a language. But I find Russian students really good. I like them.
About English studies, Alikos, what do you think, what's the most important in it, and what do you think we're lacking?
What do I think Russian students are lacking?
And students overall, or maybe Russians?
Well, sometimes its accent can be a problem, but yeah, I find Russian students really apply themselves to learning, and I don't think of Russian students as lacking anything, actually. They can certainly learn more and more English, but the ones that I have met speak English quite well already, which is brilliant, because then you can build on that and expand. You know, you can build academic language and writing skills and things like that. You know?
But you see,
the thing with Russian students, you already have had a good education, so you know how to learn.
Yeah, basically they all have, unless they're too young, they have all of them higher education, bachelor or special master degree.
University graduates, yes.
Okay, but perfect has very bad side. Perfection has some negative things. If you have something which is perfect, you don't have way and you don't know where to go further. So tell me, what would you advise Russian students with? Your experience is huge.
Do you mean if I think there's something they need to learn and they don't think that they
Correct.
need to learn it?
Yes.
Well, I think you need to be very skillful in a case like that, because you can't go head on. If there's something that somebody doesn't know and you think that they need to know it, it may not be useful to tell them that. You need to go at it in another angle so that they can find out.
So they are
without realizing it.
They are too straightforward sometimes.
Sometimes, I think if you mean are some Russian students overconfident, yes, that can be the case. But then, you know, they are really competent students. They know how to learn, and if you show them things they want to learn, they want to go for it. So I find Russian students very good to work with. They tend to, sometimes they may not realize that they can communicate directly with the teacher. You know, they want the teacher as an instructor. But a language classroom has to be interactive and dynamic.
Aha, so interaction with other students, with peers,
yes,
is equally important to the interaction with...
In a language classroom, interactive classroom, that is a must. You can't expect the teacher to be an instructor. You have to participate. It's about using the language.
It's not only about English. It's about anything.
Social skills, learning how to use the language.
Master degree, bachelor degree as well. Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Okay, look, it looks sometimes suspicious for maybe for Department of Immigration or for other people why my role in Lloyd's is so active, not only in Lloyd's, in KUI or in many other institutions, Cambridge College as well. What do you think of my involvement into the internal affairs, or let's say the life outside agency duties? What do you think of my involvement? What do you think? Is it positive or negative, or what?
Well, you know, I met you before you became involved in being an
educational
agent.
And you too.
And so I was working in the public sector at that time.
For government.
For the government sector. And so I was quite happy with my career at that time. And then coming into the private sector and working in some of the colleges that you've mentioned, and seeing you work as an agent, it's been quite interesting, because what I've noticed is that you build a very coherent group. And I think when you're coming to another country, you need somebody who is going to help you and support you, and I think this is what you do. You join in with the students. You help to settle. You help to understand what they need to do, and they appreciate you. I've noticed this. I've been to one or two social events that you've invited me to, Russian students and yourself, and I've noticed the gratitude. They have incredible gratitude towards you, you know, and they praise you. They say, "Wow, Alex is just fantastic, you know, fantastic agent." And I mean that's what I've seen, you know. And then I think this socializing between students is so important. When you go to a new country, if you don't know people, it can be a very lonely experience, and you have culture shock, you know, that happens. But what I've noticed with your groups, with your students, you seem to knit them into a cohesive group, and you have social outings together, apart from what goes on in the college, okay? And I think that's
with the college as well.
That's a massive plus. And,
but with the college as well, you're part of our society.
Yes,
Not only you, Rick,
yes.
John, they are already part. Nera, Betty, you know.
I think yes. Then I've talked about the social side outside of the school, but yeah, in the college, yes, you come.
No, it's about social side as well.
Well, that's what you encourage. You encourage social interaction between the students, between the teachers, and I think that's a good idea, a very, very good idea, because everybody gets feedback, you know, and it's a friendly atmosphere.
Have you met the Czech agent and his students? Renata, Jakob, Michal, because I've created agent like me for Czech Slovak market, Michal Tomčik, and he has first 5 students, and he went even further. He's very the best friend, because they have equal age, and very the best friend for them, and he's copying everything. Hopefully it will be in the future the same.
I think you'd probably be a very good role model, and I'm sure you're supporting them. They're learning a lot from you, Alex.
So David, tell me roughly, what would you love to change in Lloyd's College for the goodness of our students? And I think enough sweet words about my Russians and me. All right. What would you love to change to make it much better, or significantly better?
Well, I think probably maybe introduce more social activities for students that they could participate in.
Beautiful. It's what I wanted.
Some sort of structured social activity, because but it's not easy to organise that. That has to be understood, because people are working and also going to college. But I think some things could be worked out, you know, and I think that would help to build a cohesive student body, because students can support each other, you know, during their working life and college life. And I think that the surfing weekends have been very, very popular, and people have enjoyed them. The that have gone on. So I think some sort of social life. And perhaps more, some enjoyable activities maybe in the college itself. I was thinking learning English by singing, you know, like having a karaoke night or something like this. A kind of a social night, you know, where you can actually learn some songs and sing. Maybe students would enjoy this. But I think we could certainly talk and discuss and discover what people
So communication is the most important again.
Communication is always important. Find out what people need and what people want, and then develop programs on that basis. And it needs to be discussed, because discussing things, that you're using the target language to do that. So you're already building in some sort of cohesive structure, you know, and involvement. And I think it's that emotional involvement which is very important for students. A feeling of belonging, and a feeling that they can control their environment and have some input into their environment. I think this is quite important.
So empowering and citizenship feeling.
Yes, yes, yes. I think also, what can come out of that also, a more candid approach, is students are more happy to talk about what they want or what they expect. You know, if there's an atmosphere of trust.
If they've been asked.
Yes, I think if there's a cohesive social structure that is friendly and communicative, I think everybody would feel more easy and more willing to make suggestions, for example, you know, and also to put in time, you know, and I think that's quite important too.
Do you want to invite students to Lllойдс College now?
Yes.
So do it.
You're welcome to come to Lllойds College. We'll make a very happy and positive learning environment for you, and hopefully we have some really good social events too.
We will. Thank you, my friend.
You're welcome.